but yet you still put it in there.
The lesson starts out with an overview of the Middle East, a few slides showing maps and photos, then this, a slide with the September 11th attacks, ISIS terrorists, and the Quran, the Muslim holy book.
It makes me look like a bad person, and this is what I do.
For me, is the biggest takeaway that I want addressed is for my daughter to feel comfortable about her identity, to celebrate it.
Those pictures don't connect to me, but yet you still put it in there.
The lesson starts out with an overview.
So it says a 6th grade social studies lesson at Fort Settlement Middle School in Fort Bend ISD is being slammed for an offensive portrayal of the Middle East. Comment, it says, so people in the comments, it's okay to paint their culture as terroristic, but it's not okay to teach your white children about how their ancestors committed slavery and sexually assaulted and killed African Americans for hundreds of years. Yep, that is the hypocrisy. It says, every country culture has serious negatives about it. It is what it is. I'm of German ancestry, and how could I expect the Holocaust not to be spoken of in a report on Germany? That's just part of our history, whether we like it or not. Yeah, but this one looked like it was kind of slanted. And then like the previous comment said, if they did a story about, you know, the history of the United States and the stuff that they did with settler colonialism and what they did to the Native Americans and what they did to the African Americans, then a lot of people would have a problem with it. They would call it, what is the thing? Dang it, why can't I think of it now? That they were calling everything, what's the word I'm looking for? Lost it. Anyways, they would call it that. They would call it woke. That's not what I was looking for, but what was it when they was talking about this 1719 project? I can't think of it. It says, don't come to another country expecting it to revolve around you. Okay. How do you know that these people are from another country? Because they're Muslim? You're assuming your bias is showing. It says, my grandfather fought alongside one of his World War II marauders named Muhammad. I don't have his last name. A Muslim American who fought bravely for the democracy and the right to be free. No one should ever disrespect someone's religion, especially at school. Another one says that teacher should be fired ASAP. Another one, it should show George W. Bush was the one that actually planned 9/11. Another one that says the CIA should have been on that 9/11 slide. Another one that says people demonize things they don't understand. Ironically, they worship the same God. I'm telling you, the difference between Christianity and Islam is very slight. And if you don't believe me, you don't know anything about Islam. Another one that says, you can't be black or Arab in this country without having some type of racism. We want to say, it's not about race. I don't see race. Okay. Okay. Another one says, go cry effing river. They do black folks like this every day. You know, black people are always making comments like that related to that. So it's like, okay, so, you know, that doesn't belittle what happened to this person because something happened to you or whatever. Like, we should have solidarity with these people, you know. When people get done wrong, regardless of their skin tone, religion, or whatever, we all should stand up for them. Otherwise, at some point, they're going to come for you. Like, you're like, oh, I was done wrong, so I don't care that they're doing you wrong. Like that. Do you feel good about yourself about having that kind of point of view on things? Like, just that you made that comment, that you felt like it was something that you wanted to say, it shows your integrity or character. It says cartel doesn't connect to me as Mexican American, but they are factual and important to learn about. I don't take offense because they are not me. White people owning slaves aren't present, but still factual and important to learn about. Every culture has their negative side, but still important to learn about. History shouldn't be sugarcoated because they offend anyone. History is important to learn so it doesn't repeat itself. Just another group trying to act a victim. Society is all about feelings and emotions now. Trying to act a victim. And that's what makes a religion. They're basically saying that religion is terrorist. So that is not historically factual. You have terrorists who are Christian. You have terrorists who are whatever religion. It's not terrorism, is not specific to one religion. So that is not factually correct. It says, so now we're going to stop teaching kids history because it offends a certain minority. Notice how they only show a few slides without providing context. 10 out of 10 journalism. So we're not going to show kids history because it offends a certain minority. So what if it offends the majority? You know, what about that? And at that point, are we going to stop teaching kids about history? Because that's exactly what has been happening. This is what has been in the news constantly. How the curriculums, certain group gets offended when they are like, oh, they're making me be ashamed of being white, and my kids shouldn't have to learn that stuff or hear about that stuff. If I want to teach my kids about that stuff, and then I'll teach about them at home. I don't want the school to be telling my kids about this stuff that happened or whatever. So it depends on who you are and your point of view on what you feel, you know, is okay to be offended about teaching the kids about history. So we teach the kids about history. We teach them about the whole ass history, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and not pick and choose between, you know, which group shouldn't have to hear the kids shouldn't feel bad about themselves. They shouldn't feel bad about being white because of the stuff that their ancestors did. So they shouldn't have to hear about it. Man. Your fucking hypocrisy and bias. This